Part 2. So the man that was acting as the clerk, he said, well, $285 will get you to Montreal. Or was it Quebec City? I'm not sure. So I says, well, okay, I'll take it. So I got in the truck, and I said, look, man, I said, I got to turn off and head north to Calgary, and I don't feel good about leaving you on the side of the road. So look, here's a ticket. Will this help you get home? Of course, it's going to help him somewhat. But he says, oh my God, he says, oh, you get me to Quebec City, I'm in my own territory, I can get home lickety-split after that. Now the man was not from Quebec, but, our country is a family, our nation is a family, and we're spread out, and you get within a general vicinity, all of a sudden you know people, or you know the roads to take, or, because you're, Canadians' backyard is, like you look at your own backyard. Anybody, I'm sorry about the folks that are stuck in the inner cities. I really am, unless that's your wish. But you look at your own backyard and you can think, okay, look, man, 300 miles, around your area is basically a backyard within our culture. Okay, that's the way I see it. That's my opinion. You can disagree with me or not. But part of our culture is to help our fellow man. We used to throw on community parties for our local police and fire department. And we'd have big potlucks and shindigs, part of our Canadian culture. Welcome wagon, part of our Canadian culture. So I'm sorry that the trust fund baby boy, sorry he doesn't have a piece of our Canadian culture. But he does have a piece of the corporate state, not earned, by name only. And he does have his trust fund, so it doesn't really matter what happens to the rest of us. So like for you to be on, on TV in your election this morning on the news station, saying how you're going to give Canadians child care, how you're going to give Canadians... No, buddy. No. You need to shut down. Actually, you need to get the hell out. We need, this is my opinion, but we need somebody like Max and the common folks, mostly common folks from different walks of life and different past nationalities. We need the common man, those of mankind, commonly, to get back in office, and then let's create a fair deal. All right? There's a difference between corporation paying taxes and the people being treated as corporate bodies or corporate souls paying taxes. And that's what they're doing to you. You're just a corporate soul. You're just a person, a lowly officer of the corporate body politic, which is why they don't have a problem screwing with you. What are you going to do? Enter a public building called the courthouse and take them to court? Yeah, there's a couple guys, there's a few folks doing the private prosecution, and I've mentioned my thoughts about the private prosecution. But I should be able to sue him. Like if you've got a rotten piece of apple, you cut it out and eat the rest of the apple and enjoy it. We should be able to sue without any crown immunity to folks that are treasonous towards the people of this land. In a common law court of record, trial by jury that only falls under falls under the common law, where the magistrate is independent of the tribunal. And that's where the people are self-governing. This is where the people overturn bad laws. This is where we can say, well, hang on a second, this law doesn't coincide with what is common of this nation. It doesn't coincide with our culture. This is a bad law. And so many bad laws have been on the books to change our culture, which is why, the man I address is Justin. That's why he can come out so arrogantly and call us a post-state. Now, I believe post-state is code for he's going to create a new culture. And he's going to force us, by the brown shirts, by the Gestapo. Okay, we're supposed to have peace officers. And these are people of the public. These are your fathers, your sons, your daughters, your sisters, your cousins. We are supposed to have a nation, like a citizen. I hate using the word citizen half the time now because it limits you into a person of the establishment. But lack of a better word at this point, we are supposed to have a citizen police force. Okay? Somebody from our community working in our neighborhood to keep the peace as a peace officer. And that's what we need. We need to be able to stand up and reject in a public forum, at a public courthouse, bad laws that are causing harm, loss, and injury to all of us. Nobody is safe. We're at a tipping point. Nobody is safe. And don't forget what I mentioned to you about the bond. Within our culture, there is supposed to be a bond attached to a warrant. And what you do, when the cops come to your door, you tell them to slide the bond under the door. You have it, you get it to somebody like, I don't know, a lawyer, an accountant, somebody, a notary. You get somebody to come over and pick up that bond. Then you open the door and receive the warrant. Do not allow these guys to show you a warrant and not leave it in your hands. That warrant should be in your hands. Because somebody signed that warrant, and whoever signed that warrant is liable. And this is why they're taking away innocent until proven guilty on us. Because this way, they don't have to sign a warrant. They tell you right to your face, well, we don't need warrant. Now this is the loss of the free world. The free world is our Canadian culture. We are a free nation. Mankind is God of the government. The government is not our God. So we got to get this stuff straightened out, guys. If we don't do it, well, your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, your great-great-grandkids are all going to be living like communist-style Romanians. They're all going to be living like like people did under the rule of the Bolsheviks. They're going to be living not like the people in Hong Kong, but they're at a threshold. You know, the news loves to show you how wonderful China is and how everybody, oh, look at their Western style. No, they're not. They have a bad copy, all right? A bad copy. And nobody has a right over there. And I'm sure they have a wonderful constitution. It says all kinds of wonderful things. They give all kinds of rights to the people. But our constitution doesn't give us our rights. Our constitutions, for the corporate constitution, okay, 1867, 1982, Charter of Rights, Bill of Rights, these are the mandate of what the government is held to. You do not derive any rights afforded to you by our creation, by our public service. They have to recognize these things. That everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. They have to. But how can you hold them to account when you can't even access your own court building? when you can't get a proper venue that's part of our heritage, part of our culture, that we can hold court and 12 of us can be the judges. And the man in the black robe or the woman in the black robe sits there and keeps the court organized. Not rules over the 12 judges. That's a jury trial. That's a statutory trial. That's not common law. So anyways, okay. Yeah, I was set off this morning because of what I saw on CBC this morning. Whew. Once the election's over, my blood pressure will go down and I can go back to ignoring CBC. I don't know why you're getting any money from me, because you have no value. You have no value to the people of this land. You only have value to the establishment that has paid for your loyalty and paid for your, what do you say? What do you say it? I don't know. You're hirelings anyways. The bear comes to get the sheep. You run away, save your own ass instead of stand your ground and protect the sheep. You know. All right. Well, I just want to give you a quickie here. Quickie. So this is where I have to come, and I have to look for trees that are already dead. Now they're getting harder and harder to find throughout BC. First off, because of the super corporate mills that sell our raw logs down to other countries that are not refined into proper materials to be sold on the world market, which needs to be changed. You know, which one of you want to be kings of Canada are going to change that? And the other thing is the old logging roads. What the government's been doing is they've been coming in and shutting it down to keep the public out, and they've been giving our public forests over to private societies, okay, to societies, special interest groups, to shut the public out, and we have to go beg for permission to get on our public land, and they're putting up gates, which is completely wrong. But this baby here, where is she here? See that baby there? That's a grand fir. It's not too big. It looks like one load. So not only do I have to get wood for me, but I have a neighbor that can't get wood for the winter for themselves. So I get a load for me and a load for them. Yeah, I'll grab that one. And then this is what I couldn't take the other day. It's the part that I couldn't take the other day. So I just tucked it on the side of the road here, and if one of my neighbors came by and got it, that's fine by me. I mean, you know, we are neighbors. This is a society. You know, this is a culture. But yeah, I think that the only problem with when you're getting, see, it's kind of leaning downhill, and instead of going up and dropping it down, I have to go down and hopefully drop it sideways. And I'm by myself, so like if something happened, I'm basically screwed, I guess. But I think that's my baby today. May your day be blessed, folks, and vote Max.